Is it here?
Say congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations.
Go give Mama a big hug.
Look how cool. Face me. No, hold it like this. I got my diploma and I'm opening it.
Congratulations, you've earned this.
What did Daddy get in the mail?
Look at the pluses. What do you think?
It looks so good, Mom.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations!
It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, the friends, the administrators, the incredible faculty, and most of all, you, our graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to celebrate with you today.
We will come out of this stronger than when we went in. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We're still, at the end, focused primarily on students, and everything else is secondary.
Hi, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joanne.
And we're SNHU graduates. I chose SNHU to get a bachelor's and a master's.
I chose SNHU so I could continue my athletic career.
I just received my degree from SNHU.
SNHU was really supportive of my disability and allowed me to stay engaged in my classes while still attending doctor's appointments.
I am Michelle Barnhart, and I'm a SNU graduate. As a student, SNHU made me feel like I belonged because they were always there for me whenever I needed them.
Everyone's path is different, but the destination and the dream are the same. To hold that degree and say to the world, I'm a college graduate. I did it.
At Southern New Hampshire University, you aren't just a student. You're the author of your own story. You don't just dream, you do. Where others see challenges, you see opportunities. You persevere in spite of everything life throws at you. When things get hard, you dig deep and find a way to push through. And after tackling late nights and rallying for early mornings, your hard work has finally paid off. And today, we are proud to call you graduates.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Batchelor, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the first ever Southern New Hampshire University virtual commencement. We are thrilled to be celebrating our graduates with their families, friends, as well as our faculty and staff who are watching from all over the world today. We are so proud of all you've accomplished and are very much looking forward to the opportunity to recognize your academic achievements in person as soon as we can. I would like to now ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Jessica Caldwell, a Director of Academic Advising here at SNHU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremonies. We're broadcasting this ceremony live, though many of you may be watching it later, depending on where you are. We have students from around the globe. Time zones may dictate that you watch this with your family at another time. And you might be sitting wherever you are, thinking, well, this isn't the commencement ceremony we planned on. We've thought that more than once. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I want to recall a conversation I had with Laurie Santos from earlier this year. Laurie is an amazing faculty member at Yale, and we had a conversation. You'll hear from her later today as our commencement speaker. And we had a conversation earlier this year in which I was asking her about the impact of the pandemic on our students and the toll it was taking. And she said, yeah, it's been tough, but these students may be the most close-knit class that we'll ever produce. That years from now, decades from now, when they meet each other, they will have this bond. They will be the ones who studied and completed and graduated during a pandemic, something that none of us has ever experienced before, and I hope we won't ever again. And she also reminded me that this is a year in which, despite all the suffering, and it was considerable, life also flourished. People fell in love, people proposed, were married, babies were born. Businesses closed, but a lot of businesses started in the midst of this. And people throughout showed amazing kindness and compassion. And against that backdrop, college degrees were completed as well. You finished. And you did so showing resilience and courage and sacrifice, and many with a burden that was much more than could be expected of you. There are frontline workers in this graduating class. There are public health workers in this graduating class, public safety people, medical professionals. You did all that our society asked of you and more, and you also completed your college degree. We stand in awe. So we celebrate today in this virtual way because that's what public health dictates. And we've made a promise to you that as soon as we can safely do so, we'll have a physical commencement ceremony. And I would love to greet you on stage, see you in the audience. But take pride in this accomplishment. Take more pride in this accomplishment, not less. We will brag about you more in the years to come, not less. We will remember you more vividly, not less. You are an amazing class. And don't let distance and virtual space diminish the virtues of this accomplishment. Commencements are important, really important. They are the parade through the city streets when the team has won the championship. But no one confuses the parade for the game. Parades are not the championships. You won that game in the long hours of being a student and writing papers, completing exams. And when you finished your last class, I know you remember that day, the last assignment was handed in and earned your degree, and in that moment you won the championship. You come into this day the champions of your own story and of our hearts, and we are incredibly proud. Let the ceremonies begin. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Laurie Santos of Yale University. Laurie has received a Doctorate of Humane Letters for her contributions to the social sciences, and more importantly, for her guidance, which has taken on national prominence for how to lead a healthier and happier life. Laurie is an incredibly influential figure who's taught us about resiliency, positive psychology, and in a way that doesn't neglect the genuine challenges and suffering in the world, but instead talks about how we build a meaningful and happy life despite, and in some cases, because of what we've been through. Laurie is perhaps the most apt speaker we could have for this incredible year that we've just been through together. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Laurie Santos.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone watching this 2021 Southern New Hampshire University Commencement Address. To President LeBlanc and all the members of the faculty and staff, to all the honored guests, to the family and friends of everyone at Southern New Hampshire University, and last but definitely not least, to all the graduates here with me today, the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and Spring 2021 classes. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to your commencement class in particular. Simply put, your class is amazing. I'm looking out over this video screen at 45,000 graduates, on-campus and off-campus learners, scholars from all 50 states and more than 50 countries, people from all walks of life who share this love of learning and have come to Southern New Hampshire University to become scholars. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for all your accomplishments, big and small, that you've had over the last few years. But I also want to congratulate you on the fact that you've managed to achieve all these accomplishments in one of the most challenging times our country and our world has ever seen. I'm sure that when you signed up to go to college, you didn't think you'd be getting your degree in the middle of a global pandemic. In the last 15 months, all our lives have changed in ways that nobody could have imagined. But in spite of all of those challenges, you're all sitting here today proudly watching this virtual commencement address. You're ready to head off into this new, nearly post-pandemic world with your degree. And that is incredible. You all rock, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. And so when I started thinking about the kinds of things I could say during this virtual commencement address, I wanted to address all the uncertainty and all the difficulty that we've all been facing. But to be totally frank, being a virtual commencement speaker in 2021 is kind of hard, because the usual task of a commencement speaker is to give you some wise and very sure of itself advice, something that you can use for the future. But right now, we're celebrating all of your achievements at a time when the future seems more uncertain than ever. I mean, I am a scientist and a happiness expert, but this is still my first global pandemic. I'm not sure what the next few months or even the next few years hold. And so when I thought what I could tell you during this kind of challenging, strange, uncertain time, I wanted to go back to something that I know will work, something that science tells me is advice that I can be sure of. And so I want to give you a strategy that is known by science to improve not just your physical health, but also your happiness. And that strategy is that I want you to take some time to experience gratitude, the simple act of counting your blessings. Now, feeling grateful right now in such a challenging time can be difficult. It's also a little countercultural. These days, we're more likely to count our hassles than our blessings. But research shows that gratitude can help, especially during difficult times. Grateful people are not only happier, but healthier. They sleep better, and they have stronger immune function. Gratitude can reduce depression and anxiety, and it also can make you more productive. No matter what job you are off to right now, gratitude can make you perform a little bit better. It can also help you with the big things in life, like saving for retirement and eating more healthily. You're less likely to procrastinate if you're feeling grateful, and it's a kind of strategy that can benefit you a lot in the future. And so, in the few minutes I have with you, I wanted to try it. I want you to experience some gratitude. So, bear with me wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a minute to just recognize how lucky you are to come to a place like Southern New Hampshire University. Think about how lucky you feel and how grateful you are. But even more than that, I want you to take a moment to experience gratitude for all the people who've helped you along the way. Because the fact is, none of you've made this journey on your own. This big accomplishment that you're all experiencing right now, it is something that you share with a huge village. Now, I think soon all of you are going to get your diplomas, and when it arrives, you're going to open it up and look at your name there, in big bold letters. But I want you to remember all the names that are also there in invisible ink, the many, many, many other names that have helped you with this accomplishment. And I want you to remember that they're not written on there in an obvious way, but they are there in invisible ink. On your diploma in invisible ink is going to be the name of your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, cousins, family, friends, grandparents, step-parents, everyone who's been there for you. On that name in invisible ink is going to be countless numbers of friends who've been there for you when you needed them, who've given you advice, who've talked you through the tough times. On there in invisible ink are probably your high school teachers, mentors, coaches, everyone who's been by your side through the long history of learning that you've had. And on that diploma in invisible ink are also going to be generations of people before you who've worked incredibly hard so that one day you could call yourself a college graduate. Now I want you to take a moment to notice how you feel, thinking about how lucky you are, all those names of people who've helped you along the way. That warmth in your chest, maybe some of those almost happy tears you might be shedding right now, that is a genuine feeling of gratitude and connection. It's a feeling that this world has your back. And that's what gratitude can do. It's a performance-enhancing drug, and one that's likely to give you lots more happy feelings in the time to come. Class of 2021, I hope you will take this scientific tip to heart. I speak for everyone else who's watching this when I say that so many of your teachers and family members and friends are incredibly proud of you and incredibly grateful that you've now graduated. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And here's to deeply and intentionally appreciating all that life brings you from here all out. Congratulations, and thank you for having me as your virtual commencement speaker.
President LeBlanc, I would like to introduce to you the newest members of Southern New Hampshire University's nursing programs. Our students will enter the healthcare field prepared with academic degrees and experience in quality and safety initiatives using evidence-based practice in order to care for the diverse needs of our communities. These graduates have demonstrated the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and professional competencies required to be successful within their careers. They will enter a highly complex healthcare environment in the evolving leadership roles that will await them. 2020 and 2021 have been designated as the Year of the Nurse. Let's celebrate these graduates as they transition from today's leaders to tomorrow's transformational leaders. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank the nursing faculty, the associate deans and directors, clinical placement staff, and advisors who have supported these graduates throughout their academic journey. Your support will make a difference in the success of these graduates' careers. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the newest members of SNHU's nursing programs.
At every graduation ceremony, there's one last piece that makes it official. And it's a bit of legal language that I'm required to read. I didn't read it one year when I started at SNHU, so there may be a whole class of people who think they graduated, and they may not have, but don't tell them. But you will be taken care of. So here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Science. Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges thereto. Congratulations.
Laureen Alifantis, Master of Science in Nursing. Ivy Asinogo, Master of Science in Nursing. Lindsay Bain, Master of Science in Nursing. Annabelle Black, Master of Science in Nursing. Ariana Boss, Master of Science in Nursing. Christine Bridges, Master of Science in Nursing. Pamela Carpenter, Master of Science in Nursing. Sarah Carver, Master of Science in Nursing. Jenna Charay, Master of Science in Nursing. Karen Codd, Master of Science in Nursing. Emily Crane, Master of Science in Nursing. Jennifer Daigle, Master of Science in Nursing. Brian Delcourt, Master of Science in Nursing. Kristen Dykros, Master of Science in Nursing. Elisa Duguay, Master of Science in Nursing. Annie Duquette, Master of Science in Nursing. Clifford Ekabo, Master of Science in Nursing. Tammy Evans, Master of Science in Nursing. Kelly Fayez, Master of Science in Nursing. Suzanne Fay, Master of Science in Nursing. Alicia Francis, Master of Science in Nursing. Elsbeta Gilbride, Master of Science in Nursing. Elizabeth Gilmore, Master of Science in Nursing. Jennifer Hagenberg, Master of Science in Nursing. Pamela Hallahan, Master of Science in Nursing. Mary Konechny, Master of Science in Nursing. Jennifer Linekin, Master of Science in Nursing. Chelsea Lloyd, Master of Science in Nursing. Aaron Long, Master of Science in Nursing. Lisa Lyons, Master of Science in Nursing. Jessica Mead, Master of Science in Nursing. Amanda Nasby, Master of Science in Nursing. Peace Okienjoku, Master of Science in Nursing. Marcia Oliver, Master of Science in Nursing. Cheryl Paquin, Master of Science in Nursing. Jillian Pastina, Master of Science in Nursing. Allison Payson Bowen, Master of Science in Nursing. Jinger Pepin, Master of Science in Nursing. Anna Petrillo, Master of Science in Nursing. Jennifer Plokarczyk, Master of Science in Nursing. David Schultz, Master of Science in Nursing. Kelsey Sheaf, Master of Science in Nursing. Catherine Sheldon, Master of Science in Nursing. Katie Swinier, Master of Science in Nursing. Nikki Taylor, Master of Science in Nursing. Haley Warner, Master of Science in Nursing. Andra Wilkie, Master of Science in Nursing. Kelly Zamakach, Master of Science in Nursing. Barbara Brew, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sharon Adelman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Christiana Alemji, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Anna Alexander Drummond, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah Algier, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kimberly Amakuchi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kelly Anderson, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Melissa Anderson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Lena Andrade, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Dorothy Andradis, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tasman Andrevet, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Megan Apicella, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Cheryl Armstrong, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Alicia Arsenault, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Amanda Arsenault, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Molly Aspen, Bachelor of Science. Bako Ayakndang, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kayla Ballou, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Therese Bambury, Bachelor of Science. Kathleen Barber, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jillian Berry, Bachelor of Science. Michaela Batty, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Joseph Bauer, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Beauregard, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. David Beauregard, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Francisca Bediaco, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jason Bergeron, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lucina Bernbach, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Monica Blanchard, Bachelor of Science. Stephen Blankenship, Bachelor of Science. Jacqueline Blount, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Caitlin Bonin-Brown, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Taryn Borkman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Melinda Botello, Bachelor of Science. Corey Bauer, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shannon Bowman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Katrina Bradley, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Cassie Bragdon, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Brammer, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Catherine Brayman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Marissa Bridge, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nina Brophy, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ashley Brown, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Heather Brown, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Vasti Brown, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Caitlin Birch, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Regine Butler, Bachelor of Science. Brittany Collia, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Alexander Camperone, Bachelor of Science. Jennifer Capozzi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer Carpio, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Amy Carrasco, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Marielba Carrasco, Bachelor of Science. Taylor Costini, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Catanzaro, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jane Kays, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Doriel Chakravarti, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Melissa Chow, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Michael Chapkunian, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Stella Chen, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Susan Ciccarelli, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Vanessa Clark, Bachelor of Science. Rebecca Clearwater, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Alana Collins, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Robert Conley, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Taylor Cantigiacomo, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kristen Cooper, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kristen Correa, Bachelor of Science. Sarah Castagliola, Bachelor of Science. Samantha Cron, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Andressa Cunha, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Rodley Dallamand, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Allison Dainio, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Amanda Davis, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Zilma de Escobar, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Vanessa de la Bruce, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Melissa De Leon, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Teresa D. Bish, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Audrey Decotis, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kelly DeLeo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kiana Delgado, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Emmanuel Delgado Santana, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Mary Deshaw, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Holly DeSimone, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Amy DeWitt, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Casey Dimitri, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jace DeMonte, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shannon Duane, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tammy Dudley, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jessica Dyer, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Julia Earle, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Abigail Ettinger, Bachelor of Science. Cora Edwards, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Joan Elian, Bachelor of Science. Tiffany Ellis Hale, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Veronica Enamorado, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ernster, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ethna Etienne, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jacqueline Evans, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Francis Eason, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Hao Farah, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Lisa Farina, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Fay, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ma Clarissa Farron, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Stephanie Fernandez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Glaucian Ferreira, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sayonara Ferreira, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Deborah Fiddler, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Anthony Fleming, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Macarena Flores, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Heather Franklin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Teresa Freeman, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Anna Paula Gabriel, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Brian Gallego, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Edward Garner, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kelly Garrity, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Christina Geegan, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Faith Gebeler, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kasek Jebrit Sadik, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Mindy Gendron, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah George, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Maribel Jurena, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Vasil Jaloshi, Bachelor of Science. Reagan Glover, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Shaquaya Graham, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tina Greenwood, Bachelor of Science. Melanie Gunter, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Xiao Lagua, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Mariah Harbachova, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Audrey Hardcastle, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jamie Harness, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Harrison, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kayla Haskell, Bachelor of Science. Joy Hopt, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Janice Hayward, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Antonina Herbst, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Susan Herman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kylie Hintz, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Dawn Hippert, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Patricia Holmes, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jianping Hong, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Hout, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lucy Hout, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Teresa Hudson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Alicia Hunt, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. John Paul Iacobelli, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Harrison Agui, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jamie Ippolito, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Julie Jean, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Esh John, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Brittany John Drow, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Nicole Joritzma, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Valessa Joseph, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sophia Juma, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Dawn Kaminsky, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Christy Kavleski, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Kennedy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Melania Kieltika, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amaret Kierlu, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Carissa Clapman, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Michaela Klein, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Flora Coffey, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Dina Komarova, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Michael Kwashi, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Melissa Lacerda, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Megan Lafauci, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tenzin Lama, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tara Lamy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Katie Langevin, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Rebecca LaPlante, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Vanessa Laren, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Samantha Larrabee, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Laurie Last, Bachelor of Science. Michelle Laura Wood, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kendra Lawton, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ria LeBlanc, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kyle Ledoux, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Aaron LeMay, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Paige Lestan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Loughran, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Alexis Loscar, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Julia Lukianov, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Anastasia Lulick, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Cynthia Lynch, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Victoria Lynch, Bachelor of Science. Emily Lyons, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Victoria Lyons, Bachelor of Science. Linda Mack, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kelly Mador, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer Marr, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Alexandra Majdak, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. M. Victoria Malin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Mancuso, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Sarah Massikars, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kara Maslowski, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. August Matsko, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ashley McHugh, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer McLeod, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Michelle McNulty, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Rebecca Medley, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Michaud, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Dan Minster, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Deepa Mishra Nupain, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Madison Mizenko, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Tamara Morley, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Diane Morrison, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. And Marie Muckenstrom, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Megan Mueller, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Manuela Mumbai Campbell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Chelsea Murone, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Patricia Murphy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Magdalene Mwangi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Mary Mwafi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Michelle Natchand, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jana Nato, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Christina Nakarija, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Diane Nalwoga, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Mary Namulindwa, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shantae Nuri, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jennifer Nicolelli, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. James Neiman, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Megan Niquette, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Saren Wazo, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Zoe Norris, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Deborah Nunez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Emanuela Nunez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Carrie Nunez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Renee Nunnally, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Daniel O'Brien, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ashley O'Connor, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Simone Odom, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lisa Oelaladakanquo, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Gina Ortega, Bachelor of Science. Deanna Oxley, Bachelor of Science. Christine Page, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Parody, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Cynthia Parker, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Gina Parrish, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Parziale, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kendra Paveo, Bachelor of Science. Rachel Perrin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ralph Peterson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Paula Plord, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Patricia Poisson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Heather Pollack, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lee Popick, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Potter, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Doreen Prentice, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Betsy Provost, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Alicia Putnam, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kimberly Raboin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amina Ramick, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Rebecca Riley, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Brenda Roden, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Lisa Rice, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lauren Richards, Bachelor of Science. Janice Rivera, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Leslie Rivera Mercado, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lynn Rodriguez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Aaron Rolando, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Colleen Ralla, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shakita Ryan, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Anna Ribney, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nisa Saintel, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Susan Sandridge, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ace Hat Sani, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kathy Skeevies, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Deborah Skodowski, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shatila Scott, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Neera Sharma, Bachelor of Science. Reginald Sharp, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer Simone, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Crystal Simpson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Sir, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Becky Smith, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Aaron Smith, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Krista Summers, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Souza, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Cara Spieler, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Paula Strachin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Steyer, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Michelle Sullivan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sandra Sweetman, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Carrie Sylvia, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Caitlin Tashner, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer Tavares, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Taylor, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ashley Taylor, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Carolyn Taylor, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Dakota Taylor, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Megan Terrell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Stephanie Terrell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Manuchka Farajin, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Leroy Thomas, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Brittany Thompson, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Caleb Thompson, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shanice Thompson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Vera Thompson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Chrysler Thornhill, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Madison Tinsley, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. John Toner, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Vanessa Toro Caraballo, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Brittany Trudell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ashley Tucker, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Aaron Turchetti, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Felicia Ugbarugbo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ariane Valente, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jennifer Van Stray, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Vaz, Bachelor of Science. Marissa Vieira, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Cynthia Villegas, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Voigt, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Angela Wandungu, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lauren Watson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Danielle Weber, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kimberly Weber, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kristen Wells, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Laurie Wentz, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Wendy Whalen, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ruth White, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Robin Wiley, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Henrietta Williams, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Wilson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Laura Wilson, Bachelor of Science. Sherry Windley, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Juliana Witt, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Olivia Wojcik, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ashley Woodworth, Bachelor of Science. Amber Wright, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Megan Winters, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lakba Yamchin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Barbara Zimmerman, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Joseph Slados, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you into the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 156,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success and hope you will be an active part of our global SNHU community. At this time, if you are one of our learners who has earned an associate's or bachelor's degree, I invite you to participate in the ceremonial tradition of moving your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. As you go forth today, always remember the university's motto, Summa Optimaque, in English, the greatest and the best. And indeed, you are. Congratulations again.